And welcome to Studio 5. How is this for a lineup? Mark Wahlberg, Mel Gibson, and CeCe Winans. We had them all in-house this week, and the stars of Sonic the Hedgehog 2. On top of all that, we have an exciting countdown to share. Let's begin this week's look at the top 5 stories in the world of uplifting entertainment. Here are the first 2. At number 5. Stars line the red carpet for this week's LA premiere of the docu-series They Call Me Magic.
Thank you for coming, and what a blessing it is today. It's a great feeling to be with a great partner on Apple TV Plus.
It begins streaming Friday.
Introducing the towering point guard from the Midwest, number 32, Irvin Magic Johnson.
This is about struggle. It's about great times. It's about tough times, and so it's about what my wife, all our struggle together, but finally coming together in an incredible love story. So it's about a lot of different things, and so I'm happy that it touches every phase of my life.
At number 4.
And let you love me to death.
The ever-busy Kathy Lee Gifford has a new project. Her book, The Jesus I Know, is now a special series streaming on Fox Nation.
I remember saying to people, how could I not be a Christian in this business? There's so much rejection, right?
Yes.
It's a brutal business. But Jesus, we had the secret weapon. We had the Lord with us.
Yes.
It includes more than 20 interviews with guests like Broadway star Kristen Chenoweth, Justin Bieber's mom, Patty Mallet, and music makers Chuck Harmony and Claude Kelly.
If I follow somebody who embodied love and embodied forgiveness and embodied second, third, fourth, fifth chances, whose name is Jesus, then I'm not going to cancel anybody.
And so begins the countdown this week. We'll pick it back up shortly. We begin with the real-life story of Father Stuart Long. He was an amateur boxer whose failing career forced him to move to Los Angeles to find money and fame in film. But on the winding journey, he finds faith. Mark Wahlberg and Mel Gibson helped to bring this story to the big screen in Father Stu. We warn you, it's rated R for its language, but the story is truly inspired.
I figured it out.
Yeah, 7th time's a charm.
I'm being an actor.
You don't belong with those LA folks.
Mark, a funny thing happens at dinner with your priest. You get introduced to the story of Father Stu. What do you remember most about that introduction?
You do movies? You don't work in the entertainment industry at all?
No, man.
It just didn't make much sense. It sounded like a funny story, but something finally hit me and it resonated with me. And I had been looking for a long time to do more. Because I know, I've been so blessed and so fortunate. It's not to forget about where I came from. It's to utilize those talents and gifts for God's greater use and purpose. And so when it hit me, I was like, you know what? This is what I got to do.
You don't know you're fussing with his truck?
I'm his son. I'm just borrowing it.
I reckon it's a few months' worth of cleanups on aisle 4 to pay off a DUI impound.
Find a story that would bring people closer to God or to faith or to each other. What can I get for you, miss? I got beef.
I can see that.
What are your initial thoughts when you first hear Father Stu's story?
That I didn't know anything about him.
Hey!
Let's not waste either of our time. I'm a Catholic.
Well, ain't that what confession's for?
I read the script, and the more I read, the more I was impressed by this beautiful story that needed to be shared.
I know I'm not what you used to, and not what you deserve either.
Life's gonna give you a gut full of reasons to be angry. You only need one to be grateful.
I really hope that this film can bring families, friends, and people together, bring them some joy, some assurance that we are not alone in these hard times that the world is going through.
I think God saw something in you worth saving, but it's up to you to decide what you've got to offer.
It's the place you told me you believed in me. I thought it makes sense being back here to do this.
Your son is about to make a huge mistake.
I'm gonna be a priest.
So we're talking about a man who has a tough childhood. He comes from a broken home. He's got professional disappointments, a disastrous motorcycle accident, a deadly health diagnosis, but he still seems to arrive at a sense of purpose in all of this. What do you think that is?
Well, he's a fighter,
and triumph over the infirmities that he was given. And he came to see them as a gift. And he overcame them.
I'm praying for you, Bill.
Don't you dare. You're violating my rights.
There's a man going around taking names.
We've all been wrong, and we've all done some wrong. But he came to forgive us.
Everybody won't be treated all the same.
There's no easy way to deliver this news. You have a progressive muscle disorder. The muscles weaken until they cease to function.
He was an incredible example to us all, and you only do something like that through humility. And you don't get humility until you acknowledge that there's something bigger than you.
Yeah, I won't know why.
Like, how does this man still arrive at a new sense of purpose in light of all that he went through?
It's amazing.
There is concern amongst the diocese that your infirmity will render you unable to be a priest.
It's remarkable how timely this message is. It's certainly not my doing. I would like to take credit for it, but we know that there are powers at work that are well beyond our understanding.
Who are you here to visit, sir?
Father Stu.
You and everybody else.
When the man comes around.
We shouldn't pray for an easy life, but the strength to endure a difficult one.
It's in theaters now. That's Father Stu, but again, we must warn you, it is rated R for its language. The story, though, truly inspired and will bless you. Still ahead.
There was something sweet about it. There was something really kind of touching and lovely about this.
Jim Carrey returns to the big screen.
Work smarter, not harder.
See his take on Dr. Robotnik in Sonic the Hedgehog 2. It's coming up next.
On October 1st, 1961, history was made when a tiny station began transmitting the first signals of the Christian Broadcasting Network.
CBN, the Christian Broadcasting Network.
And now, a new era has begun with the all-new CBN News Channel.
Just moments ago, the Iron Dome intercepted an incoming rocket right on the Gaza border.
Administering in this area, spiritual warfare is definitely involved.
A 24/7 news network, bringing you the news you want from a source you can trust.
In Kenya, 40% of the medical services are actually provided by these Christian hospitals.
Let's talk about the economy.
Believers here are joining together to win people to Jesus Christ.
All your favorite shows now in one place. Go to cbnnewschannel.com to find out how to get the CBN News Channel on your TV all day, every day. CBN News. Life is better with a good night's sleep. Get your free DVD or booklet of Protect Your Sleep today.
Life. It's meant to be lived fully. Jesus said it. I came to give you life. Life to the fullest. Life in your family. Life in your finances. Life in your body, mind, and spirit. Life in your everyday. At CBN.com, we're taking what Jesus said seriously. We're here to help you discover life. Life. Live it fully. CBN.com.
At number 3.
I'm excited to get back on that stage and make people smile.
Pop star Justin Bieber is helping to deliver free therapy to his touring crew and fans. Bieber tells Relevant magazine, "The one thing I've learned over the years is that we all go through our ups and downs, and we all need help sometimes. Being able to offer access to free therapy to my fans and tour family is a real blessing, and I'm humbled to be able to do it."
The first time I'm coming out, I'm gonna feel all the eyes on me. I'm gonna wanna move. I just know myself.
At number 2.
They're right now calling me all kind of names, calling me everything but a child of God. But they can't do nothing else because they ain't got what they wanted yet.
Oscar winner Viola Davis pulls back the curtain on her acting career and a childhood marked with unimaginable poverty, abuse, and all things that cause you pain.
I always have to remember that little girl growing up in Central Falls.
Yes.
That makes me feel good for a little while longer.
In her new memoir titled Finding Me, she reveals how she found peace, forgiveness, and a sense of self. The book is out next week. But Friday, Davis is in conversation with Oprah Winfrey in a Netflix special.
In reality, those 3 words keep playing over and over in my head, which is, and now what?
Well, that's going to leave us with just one more story to share in this week's countdown. We'll have it for you in just a little bit. Right now, how is this for a fun cast? Jim Carrey, Idris Elba, Tika Sumpter, Shamar Moore, and more. Together, they are taking audiences on a wild and fun ride in Sonic the Hedgehog 2. It's in theaters right now, in case you missed it.
Quick stretch, little snack, and here we go.
To be able to voice Sonic, it was amazing.
Trust me, there will come a moment when your powers will be needed. But you don't choose that moment. That moment chooses you.
I just got goosebumps. The idea that Sonic, knowing that he has these powers, wants to be that Batman vigilante type character, and he wants to do good towards the town that he's in because that's what he feels his purpose is. His heart is in the right place. He wants to make everybody feel safe and happy, but at the same time, he's destroying a lot of things.
Oh, boy.
Jim Carrey as Robotnik, so fun in the first one, so much fun in the second one.
Papa's got a brand new stash. Every supervillain has to get even to begin with. So vengeance is number 1. Number 2, of course, total world domination.
I don't know how you got back, but you made a big mistake coming here.
Oh, contraire, mon frère. The mistake was thinking you'd won. I've had a long career, thank God, of these movies I've done reintroducing themselves to new generations of kids. And that's an incredible blessing. I just can't believe it. And I'm super grateful to have more of it with this film.
Sonic, meet Knuckles.
The voice of Knuckles was a bit of a journey, trying to understand, what does this character sound like? Pitiful. What was great is that we had a chance to just explore different sound sonics, no pardon, but just explore different places my voice could go.
Yeah! I make this look good. Oh, great, the Winter Soldier.
I was definitely super aware of the original Sonic game, and never thought in a million years that I'd ever be a part of that or be able to contribute to it.
People sent me videos of their theaters exploding in excitement the second his feet hit the ground.
Not too late.
I'm sorry, who are you?
Name's Tails.
In the movie, they're meeting for the first time, Tails and Sonic, and so it's the beginning of this relationship.
Life or death situation, I need you to use the ring to save me, like right now.
I think the thing with Sonic is it keeps, the generations that grew up with it are they hang on to it, and they absolutely love it, and they know everything there is to know about it. But then there's also room for a new audience.
This is your moment to be the big hero.
Bad time to say this, but I don't actually have a plan. Hey, you got a little something on your...
There's so many different reasons to watch this film. There's comedy, there is action, and there's action in the first one. The action is like quintuple.
Return to sender.
The animators crushed it. Tails is unbelievable. Knuckles is unbelievable. Sonic is beautifully animated, and I feel like we really brought the energy of the first one to this one.
Face it, you're never going to get my power.
We have so many people that love these characters so much, and I think hopefully that's why people felt that in the first one, and they're gonna feel it even more in the second one.
That wasn't too bad.
As you can see in this adventure, Sonic teams up with his sidekick Tails, and together they make a globe-trotting journey to find the emerald before it falls into the wrong hands. You can see the adventure in theaters right now. And we have another adventure for you this week. It is our weekly journey in pictures. Here's this week's Studio 5 Snapshot.
We pause to salute and celebrate the First Lady of CBN, Dee Dee Robertson. The wife of CBN founder Dr. Pat Robertson died this week at age 94. She was a founding member of CBN and continued to serve the boards of CBN, Regent University, and Operation Blessing. She said doing the Lord's work had been a great blessing in her life. We celebrate that life in this week's Studio 5 Snapshot.
Remember for a moment what it was like to be a child. You believed every story you were told. You saw a world full of endless possibilities. What stories will the world's orphaned and at-risk children believe? We believe the Bible tells the only story truly worth believing. We believe that every child should have the opportunity to dream, the chance to take challenges and turn them into possibilities, the chance to stand on the promises of God, to recognize their place in the greatest story ever told. They have their whole lives ahead of them. Theirs is a world of endless possibilities. They are looking for a story to believe. We will tell them that story. Will you join us?
Introducing the CBN Bible from cbn.com. Now, an easier way to study the Bible and grow in your faith. Highlight your favorite verse. Read separate versions at a glance. Click and read a commentary. Or cross-reference your favorite verse using the Strong's Concordance. All the right tools to study the Bible, all in one place. The CBN Bible, available at cbn.com/Bible or the iTunes App Store.
And welcome back. You are in Studio 5. CeCe Winans began the year with 12 Grammy Awards on the shelf. And just a few weeks ago, she added 3 more Grammy wins. You do the math. That means 15 total for this great gospel singer. The latest wins were for Best Gospel Performance, Best Contemporary Christian Performance, and Best Gospel Album. She sat down with us in Studio 5 to talk about that album, Believe For It.
They say this mountain can't be moved. They say these chains will never break. But they don't know you like we do. There is power in your name.
23 Dove Awards, 15 Stellar Awards, and 17 million purchases of your music. When you hear that rattled off, what do you think?
Wow, you know, I've been doing this a long time, but it's still wow.
There is power in your name. So much power in your name.
Now, this is your first live worship project?
First live project. Period.
Wow.
No. I like the studio where you can just do it over and over again.
Okay.
God, we believe for it.
And you know, the funny thing is, I finally do my live record, right? And we had planned to do it at the beginning of 2020. Then the pandemic happened.
Wow.
So I'm going to do a live record with no people? I'm like,
God, we believe no matter what, there is power in your name.
So we got it done towards the end of 2020. So we had a couple of people, socially distant. But you know what? I was like, Lord, just let us capture your presence. Let us capture your presence. And he was so gracious to allow us to do that.
God, we believe for it. From the impossible, we'll see a miracle.
public has already been able to hear Never Lost a Battle, which I love. They've also been able to hear Believe for It.
Never Lost and Believe for It. It's where it goes in the whole experience. You know, because, you know, I am known for singing songs in between songs that the Lord just puts on my heart more than singing a song, you know. Even Believe for It, that tag on the end was not a part of the song. You know, you said it, I believe it, it's done. You said it, I believe it, it's done. I just feel like we got to get that into our spirits and into our hearts. To continue to heal from what we've already been through, you know, in 2020. A lot of people are broken. They feel like giving up. They lost loved ones. They're hurting, you know, and we don't have an option not to believe. We got to believe if we're going to see God move in the way we need him to move.
Just be impossible. We'll see a miracle. God, we believe. God, we believe for it.
In celebration of her 3 Grammy wins, CeCe Winans released a deluxe version of her chart-topping, award-winning album, Believe for It. This latest version features a new single. It is called I've Got Joy. Well, we've now made it to the final story in this week's countdown of the 5 best stories in uplifting entertainment. Take a look at what's coming in at number 1 this week.
At number 1.
Okay, it's a message in here. You've been challenged to an Easter versus battle with Bieber and CeCe. Mary, Mary. Bring your best recipes. Yeah!
It's a fun flashback to the Easter Sunday singing showdown between gospel duos Mary, Mary and Bieber and CeCe Winans.
All I want to do is just explain why do we feel the way we do. What a joy to share with you.
This versus battle was streamed live from the historic Viviana venue in downtown Los Angeles.
What does my life say about me? Can anyone see? Does it show I rock with the greatest?
With the singing siblings singing some of their fan favorites before a star-studded audience, which included filmmaker Devon Franklin, recording artist Major, and Stevie Wonder.
I just want to say, what a perfect way to celebrate this Resurrection Day. There is no better way to wake the world up to where and what we need to do.
Coming up.
I found his story to be so inspiring that I knew I had to find a way to bring it to the big screen.
Mark Wahlberg shares a final word of inspiration from his life and his work.
Daddy,
Yeah, buddy.
how many nickels are in $1?
There are 20 nickels in $1.
How do birds fly? Does milk really make my bones stronger?
Yeah.
Daddy, when we die, will we go to heaven?
Do you have the answer to life's biggest question? Call the 700 Club. We'll help you find answers to the important questions life brings your way.
Watch breaking news, in-depth exclusive stories and programs from health to entertainment you won't find anywhere else. The CBN News Channel, a perspective you can trust. Enjoy credible news reporting from around the world. Discover inspiring programs and stories of hope, all in one place from a Christian perspective. The CBN News Channel, a perspective you can trust. To watch the CBN News Channel, download the app or visit cbnnewschannel.com.
Hello, I'm Dr. David Perlmutter, board-certified neurologist and #1 New York Times bestselling author. Wouldn't it be great to boost your energy, eliminate brain fog, and even reverse brain disease? Well, you can, and I'm going to show you how, along with some of the world's most well-respected brain experts, in this DVD, Protect Your Brain.
Get Protect Your Brain, a free DVD only from the Christian Broadcasting Network, featuring experts on the cutting edge of neuroscience and brain health.
No matter how many times you've failed in the past, you really can do this.
In Protect Your Brain, you'll discover simple strategies to keep your brain young and healthy. Improve your memory. Discover the gut-brain connection. In Protect Your Brain. Get your free copy at cbn.com or call 1-800-700-7000.
If you want to improve the quality of your life, get the DVD, Protect Your Brain, and get it today.
Welcome back to Studio 5. As you know, music fills the show every week, and this week it's Maverick City Music and Elevation Worship. Take a listen and you'll hear why Old Church Basement is still playing in my ear this week.
He wasn't putting on a show, wasn't well known, wasn't trying to be famous, but we sure touched heaven in that old church basement. Hallelujah.
On that musical note, we are just about out of time for this show, so here's a quick look ahead at something we're working to bring you come next week.
Got an ocean of confidence surrounding me. I got a hope that gives me joy in my suffering.
From the family group Forever Jones to a solo career.
And you are good, good, good. Oh my God, you're so good.
Doe Jones lends her amazing voice to Studio 5's soundtrack next week.
Hope you'll join us for that story and so much more come next week. Before we say goodbye today, we want to give the final word to Mark Wahlberg, whose latest project is the compelling story of a real-life priest who endured tremendous pain and still happily held on to his faith.
I can't help but to recognize the physical transformation that we watch you go through. I mean, I want to say you packed on 30 pounds for this role. How difficult was that, and why did you think that was important?
It was miserable, and it was important because, and this is very important, I get it, I've done it a bunch of times, actors talking about their physical transformations for the part. Stu transformed so much physically and spiritually. You know, everything about him was predicated on his physical prowess until he came down with this rare disease. And then as his body started to deteriorate, his spirituality soared. So you had to really kind of see that and feel that. And I've seen that happen to my dad and to many people that I was close to, my mom. And just to see that and make sure that people felt that it was happening and that it was real. I just wanted to make it as real as possible.
Mark Wahlberg, thank you so much. That is a great final word for this edition of Studio 5 and this week's look at uplifting entertainment. Until next time, make time to uplift someone around you, and then please come on back and see where Studio 5 takes you next week. Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you so much for watching.